When most people think about free markets, they think about making money. Wall Street trading stocks, buying and selling houses, people selling things on eBay and so forth. But the truth is markets do much more than that. When governments let free markets work, they solve all kinds of problems, including problems where people think only government can handle it. Take the water shortage in California.
California is hoping for some federal relief as the record-setting drought drags on.
Federal relief? Oh, yeah, they always want federal relief. In other words, taxpayers from all over America should be billed so people like Barbra Streisand can water their lawns.
It appears some Hollywood A-listers, they're not doing their fair share. The home of Barbra Streisand. Look how green her lawn is.
The media caught Barbara, J-Lo, Hugh Hefner, Jessica Simpson, Julia Roberts, Jennifer Aniston, all of them supposedly using excess water while their neighbors cut back. So is that the solution to water shortages? Public shaming? It is a form of voluntary market solution. It's better than government force, but it's not the best solution. The best solution for this, as for most things, is an actual market, which means people pay for stuff. Economics professor Zach Donahue says California's water shortages are man-made. What do you mean man-made? Because I hear about this terrible drought.
Water utilities are monopolies, so they're setting the price, not the market. So, I mean, for any other good, say gasoline, for example, if the price of gasoline rises, two things happen. People drive less, and people drive more fuel-efficient cars. Well, if the price of water were to go up, people would consume less water, and they would use more water-efficient utilities.
All right, well, the big drain on water in California, I'm told, is agriculture. And there have been all these stories about almonds. This tiny almond, it takes a gallon of water to grow this. And just to make it more clear, this much water to make the almond. But you say the almond's being smeared unfairly.
It might take a gallon of water to grow that almond, but a lot of that water is going back into the groundwater aquifers, back into streams.
And it's not unique to almonds, right? It's an ear of corn. Look at these numbers. 25 gallons of water to create this. A watermelon, 165 gallons of water. And a pound of beef, this is weird, 1,800 gallons.
Yeah.
So raising cattle, it's water intensive.
It is, but what we need are water markets to move water away from low valued uses, like alfalfa, for example, and moving it to higher valued uses, which might include things like beef or almonds, or moving it to cities or the environment for fish to drink and for rivers.
And you say if it were priced properly, many more farmers would stop growing oranges and grow grapes instead, which take less water.
In areas where there is a price mechanism to tell growers this water is valuable, you better make wiser decisions, they in fact do. The problem in California, though, is that the property rights to water are not well defined. It's really a mess. And you need really good property rights in order for markets to function.
Property right meaning this is my water and I can sell it.
Exactly.
Instead, the politicians are doing things like saying restaurants can only serve water to customers who ask for it. And you can only water your lawn at this time of day. And does it save money? I assume it saves something.
Well, so that's it. The market does a great job when prices are allowed to work at rationing goods, right? We don't have a shortage of any other good in this country besides water right now in California. And that's because the price signal isn't allowed to work. If you set the price of water higher for municipalities, then people can make their own choices about how to save water. Maybe take, shorter showers, not water the lawn. But instead, we have these mandates that come down and say, this is what you have to do. And what that does is it takes away all the choices that people could make.
The socialists complain that, rich people will have choices, but poor people won't be able to afford water.
If you really care about the human right to water, what's in developing countries where the local governments either can't afford to provide municipal water or they're too corrupt to provide water for the poorest. So a funny thing happens in those instances. They get their water from private entrepreneurs who truck in water and bring it to the poor, or the poor turn to bottled water. So it's really the market that's
even
solving this problem.
buying it that way, it's still pretty cheap. It's 8 cents a gallon, I'm told, when they bring those trucks in. And poor people can afford 8 cents a gallon.
It costs about 8 cents to have water trucked to you.
And you can tell people conserve, but there's nothing like saying you're paying for each gallon to make people think about it. In Amsterdam, where people pay, they use 1/5 as much water as people in San Diego.
They also have smaller lawns and ride bicycles, so they're not washing cars.
Fair enough. Thank you, Zach Donahue.